make mistakes here. We just have happy accidents.
trouble with Scotland is that it's full of Scots.
Your assignment tonight is strategic. You can't give the enemy a break. Send them to hell.
When things look bad, and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean plumb mad dog mean. Because if you lose your head and you give up, then you neither live nor win. That's just the way it is.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to VP4 TV. We are back on XSplit Broadcaster. There was an update for XSplit Broadcaster a couple of weeks ago, but although I downloaded it and installed it, I never tested it. It seems to have fixed my audio issues at the moment. Now, this is a match that I had planned earlier on today, and earlier on today there wasn't the other two matches scheduled on the tournament page, and since then there now is. This match that we are in at the moment, and that's a scratch. This is one that started at 10 minutes to the hour between Hervey and Tommy. If we just tab to the tournament page, we'll see that this match, as I say, started a couple of minutes ago, 10 minutes before the match that I'm going to cover. Now, these are all one-loss side matches, these two that are on tonight, so we'll need to keep an eye on what's happening in this match between Hervey and Tommy. We also now have, of course, a Blarry against Krazykow, aka VP Monster, and that's going to go ahead at 7 PM. Now, this is where there's nothing can be done about the following matches, as much as Mr. Fox and Cobra have set their match for 6:30 on Friday. I should be able to get that one. The one that starts with LS3 and Mark Shark at 7:30, that's borderline as to when it might finish on the Saturday night. But I'll start streaming that one. If it goes on too late, like over 3 hours, then I'm going to have to pull the plug in it like I did the other one the other day. So, excuse me, I've got something in my throat here. The one big match to look forward to will be on Friday night. Now, that's half an hour before Friday night 9-ball, so I will be there for that one. But the only one that concerns me is the LS3 Mark Sharp match, which I would like to cover as well. Now, I hasten to add that Slim is taking toddler steps at the moment in doing some streaming, but at least he's doing it. And if he has any inclination to do the LS3 Mark Sharp match, then that's fine by me, because then I can watch it the next day. I don't know whether Steve is going to be here. While I've been chatting away there, I missed whoever's joined. Good evening to Brainfill Out. Let me have a quick tab out and check. Hold on a sec. Right, there's no sign of him there at the moment. It's still a minute or two to go. Meanwhile, Tommy from Germany and Hervey from Canada, as Dwight will no doubt point out if I've got that wrong, but I think I'm right. Nothing between the two of them, of course. Very early stages in the first rack. There was an update to VP4 yesterday, in case nobody knows about it or didn't go and look at the support page, but apparently there was a bug in the Cowboy game in matches that were more than one rack, I believe. And the bug was that at the end of the rack, I think it came up asking what pocket do you want to nominate, as if it was one pocket. So as far as I'm aware, that bug is supposed to have been fixed, and that's what the update is about. Yeah, that match I think could go anyway, because we were playing Cowboy this morning with Mark. You know, he knows what he's doing most of the time, and it'll be a problem for LS3, and I know that. Larry's now came online, and Krazykow has been on. Well, he's been in the lobby, I think, most of the day, but bearing in mind he's in the States, he probably wouldn't have physically been sitting in front of his PC all day. But Larry has arrived. Another quick tab out. Right, well, I'm going to go once more just before this other match starts. I'm going to check once more, and then after that, if Steve decides to come online, then he'll just have to let me know that he's there, because I'm not going to keep tabbing out. Good evening to Cobra. Now, what's happened to Tommy? Tommy's queue has gone, well, it's not doing anything, put it that way. And I've just looked at the weather forecast. I've got great news. We have a cold snap at the moment, because that's what I've been talking about. The north of Scotland get hit even more worse today. Power lines down and everything like that with all the snow. But down here, we've just had continuous frost for the last fortnight, and the weather's going to break down towards the weekend. And checking the forecast there on TV before I finish my dinner, I've got to look forward to Friday morning when I get up at 4 a.m. and I'll probably be driving in a blizzard because there's rain moving in, which is forecast to turn to snow. It might be snow where I am, but where I've got to drive to get to Glasgow, it probably be rain where I am, but it won't be rain where I'm going. And I'm worried about getting to my work on Friday morning. Much as I would like an excuse to stay off, but if you're off work, you don't get paid. Simple as that. Right, one last tab out, because the other match has started. I don't know what's happening with this one. Tommy's gone AWOL, and we'll leave the room. The other one is up, and I'll just do a quick tab. Larry's in. Right, so no sign of Steve in the Discord, so we'll carry on as we go. So Larry patiently waits, and of course all these matches are all race to 3. I need to remind myself, what's the final? Is the final a race to 4? Oh, here we go with the lag. Larry on the right, and VP Monster, Krazykow on the left. So VP Monster came through his last match fairly strong towards the end. He seemed to find his feet. Still got problems with potting balls, but we'll see if he. I mean, the one way to do it is if you get better throughout the tournament, that's great. Yeah, well, that's my concern for Friday morning. I've had to do that once before. Well, Krazykow's got the same problem with his mouse again. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's doing all of this sort of not hitting the ball. And you thought he would have done something to remedy that in the couple of days off that he's had. He seems to be doing an awful lot. He must have had about 3 of those in the last match where he just pushed a ball never got it anywhere near a pocket, never got a ball near a rail. Now, he doesn't want to be doing that when he's on a run of 70. But of course, after the weekend's over, we should be back to fairly mild weather, which is going to come in before Christmas. So Larry's in, and what can the punishment be from that mistake by VP Monster? Well, it's a thin cut. He's got to watch the cue ball. He's just dragged that off there. That was well controlled. Dragged into it as if he was playing a draw shot, and that just kills the pace before it gets to the object ball and stops it running away into the table. Now this time the 5 ball will go in its spot, so he's got to stay top side of the 3. I would have come out into the table a bit. That's just a wee bit awkward. He's got to get this thin. Now he's also kept the 5 ball in play. Now what's his angle like? Now he can go top side of the 3. He just needs to stun the 5 in so he nips over rather than just rolling through. I don't think you want to roll through with this. I would just play a little stun into the side and let it then stun down. Well, he's looking around, but it's obvious what you need to do. Just get top side of the 3. Now he's aiming here with a bit of left on it. But I presume he played it at that pace to get to the 5. But, stay up top. You've got 2 choices of a shot. Now he's only got 1. How many times have I repeated myself saying that? Well, as far as I can see, just a little draw shot in the 1. See, this isn't good. He just wanted a little draw shot off that 1 ball to come back over to the right and then play the 5-3. This isn't a great line. There's a bit of uncertainty with this shot rather than pretty much making it a gimme off the 5 to the 3. But he's got there. Again, he just needs a ball to stay in play for a pot, and this is not going to be easy. So there's a couple of shots Larry's played that I didn't agree with. Okay, he's came through them, but that one there, for example, he's now got himself in trouble and needs to dig out a pot to stay at the table. The run is 24. Needs to watch the cue ball again, so he's digging in. No, he's going the other way. I thought he was going to go to the left side. Now this is not too bad. And we've got to remember this has come from a really silly mistake again by VP Monster. He needs to get that mouse looked at or rectify it one way or another. I don't know whether his DPI settings or he's putting it in the wrong switch, the wrong button, if he's got multiple DPI presets. If you put it in the wrong one, you might end up with a really low DPI that you've maybe preset, and that's why he's not hitting the ball. France are up 1-0 already. Well, that's barely. That's not even 6 minutes. That's probably not even 5 minutes into the game. Yeah, it was always going to be France' favourites to get to the final. Well, this isn't like World Cups in the past because you missed a match, you never got to see it. Nowadays you can miss a match and it's on YouTube within a half an hour. All the highlights that you need to see. It's on the TV channels, websites. It's pretty much everywhere if you want to see the main events of the match. And you don't even need to go to your PC to do it. You do it with your phone. So Larry's run is a nice little contribution of 42. So straight away, VP Monster's got to respond and got to cut out the silly shot or the silly mistake, which he's done straight away. Well, I presume he's checked to 1 isn't covering the 5 spot, which it isn't. But now it's going to be a little bit of separation here. So once again, he can stay top side of the 3. Now that might not necessarily be great either. He's gone a wee bit further to the right. Let's have a look. Well, he's fine. It's going to be gentle. And now it's gone outward again. Although the recovery shot's not that difficult. Just a blind pocket cut, but I don't think he trusts himself on it. See, the problem with that cut in the 1 is that it's not anywhere near in good shape. He could be just going off the rail into this 5, but it's a 2-in-1 shot as well, but he's not got into the cue ball enough. And now Larry's got the big advantage if he can capitalise on this visit. He's still got a comfortable lead here. And Monster still thinking about that mistake he made right on his first visit. And the run was only 17. But that's because he didn't take the 5 ball. To me, the 5 ball was a better ball to get up the top of the table and look down towards us and have an optional shot. He went for the easier 1 ball, but never get any good shape at all. Hence the end of the run. Now, what you're trying to do in getting a run is you're not trying to leave yourself awkward survival shots. You know, maybe having to play 2 rails or something to get to a ball. You want to try and keep everything simple. Oh, Larry's concentrating on the follow through there to get up top and push the 1 ball right onto the jaw of the side pocket. And I think VP Monster will be relieved at that. It's only 7 from Larry, and Monster's got his chance for the second time to get back in it. Well, there's not a lot in that first rack with those 2 then either. Well, he's got to come back off the 5 ball here and push it up the top. If he comes back off the 5, see, he's a bit square, but that gives him the 1 option, which is not difficult from the 5 to the 3. Whenever the balls are on their spots, you have a far better chance of continuing the run as long as you're at either end of the table. But whenever you play that carom that he's just done there, you're always pushing a ball, if you hit it too heavy, to that short rail in the top. So you've then, in the process of your visit, got to try and improve that 3 ball up the top of the table. And the sooner he does that, the better for his cause. And now it's going to be at distance. It's going to be another slightly longer survival shot here. And this time he's taking the opportunity to go 5-3. Could have done with staying a wee bit. Well, that looks alright from this angle. It looked worse from the side. And he doesn't want to bank it out too far. That'll do it. And he probably doesn't want to let this cue ball run away too far unless he's going to play a couple of rails here. Well, this is not great either. He would have actually needed to be closer to the 1 ball to make the shot to the 5-3 easier, but that's a good recovery. Using the pot angle in that 5 ball to bring the cue ball back into line in that carom on the 3, but needs another recovery shot. Is he going to go for the cut of the bank? And again, it's the pot that's catching him out. You know, if they were going in, they could string bigger runs together. It ends in 32. The match is all squared in the first rack. And that might be awkward for Larry because you've got to queue over this 1 ball, try and catch the edge of the 3. He can't pot the 5. He's looking to get the carom off that side rail, and that's unfortunate. It's so difficult playing over that ball. So once again, VP Monster gets a reprieve very quickly, and this will get him a bit more settled as well. Being let off the hook once or twice. That's all the encouragement he needs to settle down. And next time Larry gets a look at the table, he might be looking at VP Monster into the caroms if he can get things set. Once again, this is not going to be easy, but the obvious shot is to pot the 5 and just let the cue ball go up the table, or make sure you stun it up an angle up the table so that you can come off the 5 onto the 1. And that's what he's doing. He's making sure he's got a big target. Needs to be careful that he doesn't go to the rail behind that 1 ball because he'll scratch. And being aware of that, he's made sure. Would have liked a better angle on the 1 to pot it and get the 1-5. It's going to be another awkward one. He could spin this up the table if he was brave enough to get top side of the 5. And almost a disaster. It's thin onto this 3 ball. Probably, I mean, I would play this. He's going to go the right side. He's playing it with left English. I would have went thin on the right side with a bit of right English to kick in behind the 3. Oh, he's just clipped it. Well, you only need to clip it. You don't need to hit them thick, as long as you get a feather touch and you stay at the table. Well, again, this can be easier if he pots the 1, and the golden rule again is stay in the kitchen just below the 1. He's running a wee bit far. He would have probably liked to have stayed further to the right, but he's still okay. Now the 5's getting outward. So if he cuts that, well, he's missed it. Again, to me, he just rushed into that. He should have had a good look at the cut angle. And the run is only 25 when it could have been double that. I think he's trying to stay in a rhythm, but that just needed a bit more care and attention, that cut in the 5 ball. So it's a race to 90. Who's going to get there first? Larry's got first shout now, but he's got a deficit to make up. Now I'm going to just tab to... Oh, Larry's missed the cut in the 3. And again, Monster's been let off the hook. Let me just get to the bracket. And we'll have a quick jump in and see what's happening here. Well, Tommy is looking favourite at the moment on 95. Look at where the 3 ball is. That's no good to Hervey. And it might be a little while for this still to resolve itself unless somebody gets in a situation where they can pot the 3 and leave it difficult. Hervey's going to have hard work to catch him. Right, so back to the main event. Larry. Well, Larry's back at the table again since we went to that other room. Monsters only had 4. So they're giving it back to one another. Well, we do, Cobra. I have to admit that. We do, because we're so used to just playing at that speed. And I think part of the reason for that, though, is that, you know, a lot of shots are so common, you've played them 100 times and more, and you see the shot and you go for it. You don't and ah and think about it and look at it twice or 3 times. You see the shot, you're either going to get it or you're not. So playing it any slower is not going to make any difference to a regular Cowboy player. And now Larry's all over the place here. I mean, look at that for a miss. About is my... Hang on, that's the wrong one. It's not going to work.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
We're going to miss that. Yeah, I mean, that was an awful shot by Larry. He's in a hurry as well. I think Larry's half asleep. Larry says he doesn't know what's going on. Well, I don't notice any messed up physics to be missing shots like that so badly. Yeah, well, you guys can't see the chat, but the conversation between Larry and VP Monster is, Larry says, wow, don't know what is going on. And VP Monster says, that's the messed up physics, Larry. I missed the same shot. And he also says, when the cue ball is not spinning on a stun shot, it throws the ball greatly. Now, this is came to light from, I think, Yamaguchi Taru. And presumably he's forwarded that information to Steve to have a look at it. So whatever this physics update eventually is going to be, it might have a number of other fixes in it as well, the way things are going. I don't know whether Yamaguchi Taru is still testing the test version that Steve gave him. But anyway, you still shouldn't be missing pots like that regardless. It's just a case of lining the thing up and potting it. I mean, there's been some silly misses already. And Larry's still trying to get rid of this deficit. And that's going to skim past. And again, Monster's off the hook. Larry's still trailing. And this time, he's got to be 90. The 5's going to go in its spot. He's got to get himself in line, and that's good enough. Where's my bottle of water went to get a drink? So that takes him to the carom phase. He's in 91. A delicate one from the 1 to the 5, and push the 1 not too far away from the 3 while he's trying to send it around the rails and up to the 3. And that'll work. And again, you see how he played the ball to the rail to bring it back out towards the 1. I think he's still got a shot. It's a bit thin. Quite look. He's trying to spin it with right English, which he has done. Now it's a wee bit more tricky. Just grazed it again, and he's brought it back into play again. Now the 1 can go down to the 5. Just a nice pace to keep it there or thereabouts. He doesn't want to block himself out though. Now this still should be okay with left English, I think. You know, he had left English on the right side of the 5. He's going the other way, trying to spin to the rail, and that works too. Takes him to 97. Now again, a little bit tricky. A wee bit of right on this, maybe just to hit the rail and spin it towards him. No, he's went a straight stunt. The danger here is the 1 ball takes him to 98. And now he's got a problem. Well, he hasn't got a problem as far as the 1 ball is concerned. Going in off it might be a problem because he's got to be in a perfect line to do it. And let's have a look. I think he's fine. He's got to make sure he's risking a double kiss here, even at this tight angle, I think. Got to watch where he hits that 1 in the jaw. I think he's okay though. Yep. So, a nice little run there. A straight run through the carom face from VP Monster, and that's what he can do. And that should settle him down. But my God, he got enough chances, as did Larry, but Larry just couldn't keep a score together of any note. So the first rack over in 24 minutes, and now that that's just started, we'll duck out and have a quick look and see if this 3 ball's still over the hole, and it still is. I mean, this is crazy. And Tommy's in 98. Hervey's trying to get, oh dear, there's a scratch. Now, there's one way to improve the situation, and that's take the opportunity and take the risk. But if you leave it too late, like Hervey's doing, you know, Tommy's almost over the line. And so Hervey now can't bring the 3 ball into play. He's just got to keep faffing around here, trying to work with 2 balls to catch Tommy. And it'll be a big ask for him to catch Tommy in this. So it will. But Herbie does creep ever closer. Now, I don't know whether he can get this 5-ball thin enough. I think he can. I think he can get the 5-ball thin enough to go up to the 1. He's trying to go up and down, but the double kiss was always the risk there. But I think he could have got a little bit of that 5-ball and around the angles. It's a tough shot, picking that 5-ball thin enough. Well, this might scratch. Oh, well, it would have probably if it had hit the back of that 1. We'll go back to the other match in a minute. I think we'll see how this first rack gets resolved. This looks good. And it's another one for Herbie. And suddenly, he's only 1 point behind. Probably overcut the 5 and draw to the 1. Just overcut it to the rail. Oh dear. Hang on a minute. I think he's okay. Now this is dangerous because he's going to have to draw off the 5 and try and spin to the rail and kick the 5. Draw off the 1 and kick to the 5. No, he's going to spin. That's the safest route. Where's the cue ball going? And now it's tough. And now it's suddenly got really tough. And he's cutting and running. And giving the table to Tommy and say, well, let's see you get out from here. And Tommy simply cannot leave that 1 ball there. He's trying to leave the snooker, and this will kick in off the rail, and that's not good enough. Tell a lie, he's only 99. I'm getting excited. I'm forgetting he's not in 100. Oh, that was so close. Well, Tommy pots the 1 ball. Herbie's trying a big draw, I think, again. Yeah, and this 1 ball maybe, has it got legs? I think this is going to be pretty good. Take your pick. I think the corner pocket's the favoured pocket here. So Herbie, the first rack, and he's overdone it. Well, Tommy now can keep the 1 ball safe down by the 3 ball if he wants to sort of try and bide his time. You know, Herbie's going to have some sort of attempt at an outshot, but if he puts it near the 3 ball, it might give him time at some point where he could maybe bring the 3 ball into play and work with the 3 balls that's there. But the scenario is on. It can happen. But these balls where they are just now are no good to Tommy to be able to do that. He's got to get manoeuvring, that's the thing. Now he can overcut the 5 and send it towards the 3 like that. And he's going to scratch, which is probably not bad. Because obviously Herbie can't play directly to the 1. And Herbie's making sure that he's not potting the 3 ball. He was thinking of potting a 5 there. So Tommy's on 1 foul. Herbie's on none. Now you see, if I was Herbie, I'd be just potting the cue ball right now. Because Tommy's already in 1 foul. I would have potted the cue ball, and I think Herbie's missed a stroke there. Because he's now put himself in 1 foul. And he's given Tommy an opportunity here. to get that one ball tucked away like that and make it difficult. I don't even think the three railer is on to get past that 5 ball, which it isn't. So this is the sort of risk that Tommy has to take. But the 5 ball being up the table still prevents him from getting the 3 ball in play. He may well have decided he's not going to touch. Well, it's been half an hour like this with the 3 ball there, so he's probably not going to go near it at all and just try and sneak his way out here. And once again, where that 1 ball is no good to Tommy. He's got to bank it to the short rail or try and run behind the 5. And I think that'll work. That will work. Well, he didn't have a bad line there to catch an edge in that one. Well, if we can see the 1 ball this time. And the shot is on. Not a gimme, by no means. That's a good effort again. And once again, Tommy. Well, I don't know that was a great effort. Because again, he's let. I mean, I presume he's trying to get behind the 5, but this is not a difficult out here for Tommy. Although Tommy not being a regular Cowboy player, it might look a lot tougher to him. But the edge of that 1 ball is what am I talking about? Serbia that's in 100. I'm ready for my bed. I've lost it completely, and we're only half an hour into the stream. Well, where's the 5 ball go? Would you believe it? Incredible. Gets the carom. Had to run the 5 ball loose to do it, and where does it go? Around the table and into the side pocket. And this is not a difficult one. And Herbie takes the first rack. So that probably. When did that start? That started at 10:02 the hour, so that was 50 minutes for that rack. Double what VP Monster and Larry took for the first rack in their match. So that's what happens when you mess around with a ball over a pocket in the carom phase. Meanwhile, Monster, I presume Monster's already scored something in this rack, but he just couldn't keep his points. Larry's finished his visit. I don't know what happened there. I think Larry played out a turn there. I think he played a pot when it should have been a carom. It looked like that to me, unless I've gone out of sync. Just caught his shot there. I think that's what he's done. That's the only way your visit can end on potting a ball in the early phase of the Cowboy, when you pot it out a turn when it should have been a carom. So Larry's lead is nothing to get excited about. It's all a question of whether he can build up the points. Got to get the 5 in play. Easy carom to follow. Well, he's sort of pushing the 3 ball to the short rail over towards the right corner pocket, and the 1 ball over to the left. If he goes through further with the cue ball, he should have a straight in 5 ball for his next pot, and to work with a 5 ball in this innings. In the end, he just played to split them in no particular way, but he could have just run through on the carom there to get more or less where the 1 ball is at the moment, probably a wee bit further left, to have left himself on the 5 ball. He's still got the 5 ball, but a wee bit more angle on it. I think he's back in reasonable position here, though. Quick look at the angle. Well, he might well have to jack up a bit here. No, he's okay. For this visit, in its infancy, 14 on the board. The lead is 42. Needs a lot more than this, so to give him a chance of getting to these caroms before VP Monster, because that's Larry's main objective. That's what he has to do. If he doesn't do it, his odds on winning the rack lengthen dramatically. He must get to 90 first. Any more scoring in the football? That'll just be about, what, 5 or 6 minutes plus 10 minutes injury time at the end of the first half. I don't know whether Morocco are doing that much with the ball. I would assume they're not. France probably the majority possession. Moroccan just defending, like they've done all through the tournament. Well, this is tough. 1 ball won't spot. 5 ball blocking it, and Larry trying to get a carom. Monster trying to get a carom, I should say. This is what happens when it gets this time of night, and my brain just works at half speed. Well, it's a fair little margin for Monster to get rid of that deficit first. And as long as he does that on this visit, then he'll be more relaxed, because he's then not chasing Larry anymore. But for the time being, he will be. So the pressure's on him to produce on this visit. Well, it's good that they are. I mean, they scored a cracking goal in that last match, wasn't it? It was the match against Portugal. What a goal that was! What a header! I mean, you're in the semi. There goes the points. And Monster, well, I'm not going to say up against it here. He will be if Larry can put something substantial here. He wants to get another 30 or 40 here to be knocking on the door of 90. Yeah, when you're in the semi-final of the World Cup, I mean, you might as well go for it. You don't get remembered for getting to the semi-final. Although, for Morocco, that's a great achievement. Well, straight in 5 ball for Larry. Let's see if we can pot it. And the answer is no. Digging in to stun the cue ball. Stunned it offline. Well, this bug that VP Monster was talking about, it must have been in the game from day one, because that's why I keep missing then. Well, a good pot. He may well have to go. He could do force follow, I think, and probably not. Is he going to be able to do a force follow? Let's have a closer look. Well, he didn't get the spin in the cue ball. If he had a bit of left English on it there, he may well have tagged that 5 ball. It would have kicked into it slightly. I would have still went left side of that 3 ball and went off the side rail with right English to spin into the 5. Well, this is tough at this distance to trust your eye line and play a force follow in this 1 ball. But will the cue ball get out of the way of the 1 ball? That's the question. Yes, it does, and he gets the hit, and the 1 ball staying fairly adjacent to the 5 ball, and he should be good here. Just roll through in the 3, and he'll have a choice of 2 shots again from the bottom end of the table here as we look. I don't know whether he's not wanting to run the cue ball any great distance, and he's just getting things a wee bit better organised here. Getting the 5 on its spot will do no harm because he's got a 5 to the 3, or a 3 to the 5, should say. Now, he doesn't want to hit the 5 full in the face. He's hit it at a slight angle because it gives him an option of a pot. And he's going to take the 3. So he's either spinning up top or trying to get in the line. See, he didn't put anything in the cue ball, so he's going for the little edge off the 3 to the 1. That'll work. Oh, has he got the legs? Don't tell me he's missed that. How the hell has he missed that 1 ball? He scraped it on one side and come on the short rail and scraped it on the other side and didn't get the hit. And the run is only 15, and Larry's still with the lead. And then it's another. Well, not an easy starter. This time he's nailed it, but what kind of shape has he got himself? Nothing great. Morocco hit the post. Well, you don't get prizes for hitting the post, I'm afraid. And Larry's visit is short and sweet. And that's another frustration for Larry. When the ball's out in the open, it's a very small target to hit going off the rail, unless you've got a very good line. And the line wasn't bad. It's the same old story. Any other day you hit that. Tonight he hasn't. And Monster can just chip away But he doesn't want to be chipping away. It's worrying for him if he's going to be a contender to be chipping away at scores. He wants to be making contributions and getting the job done a lot quicker than faffing around for 25 minutes, getting 3s and 4s and 10. And to do that, you're having to rely on Larry giving you those opportunities. Sooner or later, you're expecting Larry to put something together himself. But he's been messing about for the last 10 minutes. In and around 50 and 60. So Monster on a pot. Well, I think he's left that a bit short. That needed to go further up the table with a better angle, so he's having to go the 2 rails. And the problem with that shot is how he's finished. You know, where's the next pot coming from now? See, if he'd got that cue ball in a better line, he could have played. Let me get my donut working. He could have played this side of the one. From if he had the cue ball up there, he could have gone 5 to the 1 and hit it on the inside. So he's pushing the one towards the pocket, and then he was giving himself a pot. And so that's where he got wrong there. He didn't get high enough up the table here to make the carom easier to go top side of the one, hence the end of his visit. And that's those little positional errors with the cue ball that can cost you dear. I mean, it just kills the run. You end up having to play a tough recovery carom, you know, where you've got like 5 out of 10 chances of probably hitting it. And again, Larry got to get to 90. It's absolutely imperative that Larry gets to 90. The longer Larry's taking to get to 90, the more likely that Monster's going to score something and take a hold of this rack. And if Larry has quickly forgotten how the end of the first rack went, it was a run of 20 and it was right through the caroms for Monster. And he'll do it again given the chance. Well, the carom to the 5, or from the 5 to the 3, shouldn't be difficult. But look at the double kiss there, almost pushing that cue ball in. And I think, let's see this. Now Larry's got a cut. I think he's got to put a wee bit of spin on this as well. I'd want to make sure it was going up top. That needs to slow down. And now again a dangerous carom. Dangerous from the point of view that you hit the back end of the 5, you can again easily scratch. But he's hit it right side. But once again, he's gone. I don't know whether he wants to stay in the bottom end here or just go up top, but he needs to go out far enough. And I think that'll do. Now it's getting a wee bit better into shape. Now the other thing, of course, is don't forget where you are on the HUD. He's on 81. That takes him to 82. Get the 5 on its spot. 87. And then you're just going to have to be careful how he gets his next carom. Because again, he's got to go 5 to the 1. He doesn't go 1 to the 3. If he goes 1 to the 3, he could pot that 3. I wouldn't be playing this. It's always dangerous. It's got to be 5 to 1. And if you hit it left side with not a lot of pace, you may well leave the 1 ball on into this bottom right hand corner. He's gone the other side. Don't tell me he's locked himself behind the 3, would you believe it? No, he's okay. So that takes him to 89. He has to avoid running into the 5. And, well, he's got plenty of room to do that. And he's got the follow-up. So Larry's got the objective on having to get to 90. And now it's a feather edge off this 1 ball back to the 3. He's going 1 to 5, but he should be going feather edge of the 1. No, that's not the shot, Larry. It had to be feather edge of the 1 to the 3 because the 1 would be going up by the 5. And then you'd have your next follow-up carom. That was not it. And Larry's run ends in 30. He has got to the caroms, but he had the chance to progress there. I think he missed a trick there. You have to play the thin one and come along to that 3 ball, and you know the 1 ball's going up the table beyond the 5. It didn't. I mean, you're hitting it thin enough that you're not putting a lot of momentum and energy into that 1 ball, so it's not going to travel a great deal. And that might be a mistake by Larry. Another quick drink. But Monster's got a long way to go to get back in it. Doesn't want to kill the 5 in the rail. Now, if he had the angle on this 3 ball, he would have potted the 3. I don't think he has, but he would have maybe tried to move the 5. He can certainly move it now, but again, it's a wide open target, the 3 ball, but he scraped it. And now he can get the 5 in its spot, run up the table or run down the table towards us. And this is a better line, although it's a longer distance, it's a good line for the little edge. And again, a feather edge, and you're keeping the 5 ball in play. Now, I wonder if he's thinking about the 5 or the... Because if he plays the 1 ball, he's going to have big distance either way to get to the 5 or the 3 off it if he's going to stay in the kitchen. If he's going to get up table, and he has gone up table, he's got to get right up to the top rail, and that's pretty good because that gives him the line for the edge off that 3 onto the rail and then onto the 5. But he's missed it. The run ends in 20. But Larry's not got an easy start. This is what you always hope, an easy start. He ain't got it. Well, he could go left side of the 3 with loads of right English to straighten the cue ball, I think. Well, he'd certainly need a bit of right English. See, that was never going to find a line just going plain ball. Is it going to get to the 1, 2 and 1 shot? That'll work. He might have played that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. So again, it's just the 1 carom, and that's not good enough. And of course, this is the classic game of Cowboy, where if you're Larry, you're sitting there dreading Monster putting a run together now, because all of a sudden he's right on your neck, and he's the favourite to run through these caroms if he can get there. Moves on to 73, 19 behind. Well, again, 5 ball into the side. He's coming back the way, I think. Just coming out. Well, that'll do it. I thought he was digging really deep in that, but again, just played a really controlled, soft kill shot. Now this could either be a 5 to the 3 or a 5 to the 1 if he's going through. That gives him again the shot choice, whatever one's better for him. He goes to 85 though. So Larry's had 2 visits in the carom phase. They've only accumulated the single carom each time, and it may well be it's going to cost him. But Monster's run ends on 86. He didn't get the 3 ball to the hole, but that's killed Larry's chances of putting anything substantial together here. The 3 balls going in the hole if he goes near it. Now Larry's really showing his lack of playing the 10-footer. And of course Cowboy in the 10-footer, which is alien. Well, now Monster can pot the 3, get it in its spot, but where's he going to put the cue ball? I think he's having a look at the 3 spot just to make sure he sees where it is. And that ain't great. He's going to have to go 3 ball, short rail, side rail into the 5. Big target, but he's gone too narrow again. Hit too much of the 3. I think the other thing is also he would be worried about actually potting the 3, which makes the miss look even worse than it probably was. Well, Larry's becoming an expert at finding the back of the 5 ball. Oh, one rack all in that match. That's hotting up. Well, he's tried to stun the one in and rattled, and it's out. And the 3 ball is in a slightly better position now, albeit it's still close to the other corner pocket. But Larry's got away with one there. Got the 3 into play. And what's more, brought the 1 around to set him up the next carom. Now, let's see how well Larry's thinking. He sent the 1 way up the table. I think he maybe got into that a bit too much. And now it's difficult. And he's going to lose his points because he's missed the 3. I don't know why he didn't go off the 1 ball. Because he could go the 1 ball to the 3 where it was sitting. And, well, Monster only needs the 1 ball to get himself into the caroms. The other thing, of course, is he can't let this cue ball go the wrong direction. He doesn't want any more than 1 point here. So Larry only on 93, and that I don't think is going to save him in this rack if Monster can get these things in any sort of good order. And it's just not, he's not getting an easy start here, which is what Larry really needs. It's going to spin the bottom side and spin across the top side of the 1. This needs to hit something, this 3 ball. Well, now it's just a wee bit touchy. He's going to try and kick the back end of the 5, which is the right enough shot. Didn't get it thick enough. But he can punch it out now and just draw into the 3. And suddenly, BP Monsters in the lead. 3 ball back into play. Send a 5 ball to the short rail, I would think. Glance the 3 ball. No. Well, he's okay because that cue ball could have finished behind the 3 there, but he's fine. This time he's got to move the 5. And now it's gone a wee bit awkward. But he can do the little draw off the 3. And it's a wee bit dicey. He's going to play the safer shot and try and get to the 1. And I don't blame him. He could have played a little draw, soft draw to the 5. Now it's awkward again. But where the 1 ball is a good target. I mean, he can go, if he wants to go from the 5 to the 1, he can go 1 to the 3, the 5 or the 3 from where he's sitting, I think. Yeah, he can get the 1 thin enough to try that, but I think he's worried about running to a pocket if he misses either of them. But the other safest route is to go 5 ball off the top rail, side rail, and down to the 1. Yeah, he's been ultra cautious there, but it's a good run. A run of 8 caroms to follow his 10 that he had in the last rack. And Larry's now chasing. And Larry's trying to beat VP Monster at his own game here. Trying to keep balls in play. Overcut the 3 ball. Send it back across. He needs to miss the double kiss here though. See, the double kiss, I don't think's... Well, he's got the little edge onto the 5. He really only wants to feather this 1, but I don't think Larry's trusting his eyes just to play the little feather edge. And once again, there's another dangerous 1. He's playing the little stunt. And now he's in business here. Takes him to 98. And now it's about leaving that one ball not too far from the corner pocket and leaving yourself the shot. And that is it. And Larry's going to be out to square the match here. This is a good finish for Larry under pressure. There's no way he can miss this. He tried to. Got it a bit too thick. But it's one rack all. And that's the break that Monster does all the time. The three railer off the three. And getting the carom in the one. So that rack, rack number 3 just underway. Let's nip back into Hervey and Tommy and see how they're going. Oh, we've got Tommy, I think, is well warmed up now. Big lead in rack number 3 and a run of 25. And he's up to 70, so Tommy's already become strong favourite in this rack, certainly to get to 90. This is looking very good as long as he keeps his points. And if you're right what you said, Dwight, that he outplayed Hervey in the second rack, then he's really hotted up. He's found his eye. And he's meaning business. He's not hanging about. Oh, now what's he done here though? Oh, it's very tight. The one does go. The 3's a dodgy cutback, but the one does go. Again, amazed how the 5 ball doubles in size. And he squeezed it past, no problem. Well, this is looking really ominous for Hervey. Again, Tommy following the basic rule, staying below the balls and giving a sight up table. Oh, he hasn't got it. I mean, the two of them are big targets there, and he did his best to lose his run. But it ends on 37. He's on 82. And Hervey, well, a mountain to climb, taking a big risk there to get going. So, that's the latest in that match. We'll nip back in to Larry and VP Monster. Krazykow, well, looks to be on his second visit already. Larry's got nothing on the board, or whatever he did have, he's lost. I was just thinking there that if that information about this supposed physics issue with stun shots and whatever has been brought to Steve's attention, maybe that's what he's messing about looking at, and that's why he's busy. Well, at least I'll give him that excuse. Of course, he could be going out Christmas shopping or down at the golf course. This is Wednesday, now that I think about it. He could be on the golf course. Well, the one thing's for certain, in that last rack there, if Larry gets himself in control, you know, he's good enough to find his way out in this game. Is he going to be good enough to do that in another 2 racks? That's the question. Is he going to get to 91st in these next two racks? Because even though he got to 91st in the second rack there, VP Monster was all over him like a rash. But Larry pulled it out the fire, put a nice little run there at the end to seal the deal. And this will get the 5-ball in play. Doesn't want to double kiss it, wants to catch it left or right side. Get it out on the table, doesn't want to scratch though. Well, I like the line off this 3-ball. You're running over to the right hand side. You want to stay below the 5 and 3 here if you can. If you go too far, you want to go far enough. Now, if he stays below the 5 and 3, he should be lined up. And I think he's fine. Let's have a quick look. And then that'll do it. Well, he's thought about the cut in the 5, but the cut in the 3 looks easier to me. Plus, you can go straight across the table and play a kind of similar shot to the last one he played. Let's have a look. Yeah, that'll work. This is a little sort of right side of the 3-ball force follow. He's trying to go. I think he's just lining up. Just caught it enough. But now he's going to have to pull off a long pot again. And the 3-ball going to the side rail. The cue ball's not going in the best direction here. But he can just run through slightly for the 5 to the 1. Well, he's taking big manoeuvres. How's the 5 to the 3? Well, left side of the 5-ball. Loads of right English. Short rail at the end into the 3. It's a big target. Yeah, he still managed to squeeze it. See, if I was right behind that, I might have got a better idea of that, but he had enough room just to get it past it. Very deceiving when you're looking at the wrong angle and not right behind the shot. So, Larry's got rid of his deficit and goes into the lead. The run is 31. And I think Larry's beginning to get his game face on here. If he can keep these. Well, this has got to be the force follow. Just catches it again. That 5-ball where it's going isn't too bad. So Larry will be potting the 1. And this is a dead cert carom. As long as he just drops dead on the 1 and stays this right side. He doesn't want to run too far left. Just a dead weight pot. Well, he's running top side. You see, he's moving the cue ball there when he didn't need to. You know, you look at where the 1 spot is. The 1 spot's there. You drop the 1 ball in dead weight. The cue ball's here. You've got an easy carom. And Larry again, he's made 3 mistakes, in my opinion, with shots that he should have been playing. That's killed his run. You know, that's a run of 31 or whatever it was, 38. And it could have been 78. Just a simple pot in the 1. Did Larry look at the 1 spot? He must have. But why did he try and get top side of it? What was his logic in thinking that when the simple shot was on? And VP Monster again has missed a straight in 3-ball pretty much. That was strange. And it's getting even stranger because the easier some of these pots are getting, the more that VP Monster's missing them. And this could be maybe a turning point in this match in general, with Larry having had a nice out at the end of that second rack and getting, coming back from the deficit at the start of this rack. And now with a great opportunity of putting a big lead on here and doing that first objective, get to 90. And that's going to really ramp up the pressure on VP Monster if Larry can get that done. There's the cue ball finishing. Another little force follow. Now this is now a thin cut in the 3. He's got to play the 3. And if he can, miss any hit on these 2 balls so that he comes up into the table a bit like that, and then it's easy just to get the bump in the 5 ball off the 1. How hard does he want to play this though? Does he want to actually try and pot the 1? Yes. Because that, playing it like that, you're relying on still having a pot, and he has got. Now he stays either square off the 3 or top side of the 3. He has the choice. And that's where the game is simple, because you're doing simple logic. Putting the cue ball, knowing where the 3 ball is going in its spot, and you've got the adjacent 5 ball to play your next carom. Now he's going for the thin cut in a 5. This is a wee testy one, and he's overcut it. So, Larry's run, and he's had 2 visits, I think, 38 and 33, and if that's not a warning sign for VP Monster, I don't know what is. Larry's putting little scores together here, and Monster's having to chase him down. Good evening to Bill, or good afternoon. So VP Monster on the chase here in rack number 3. We're going to do a quick tab out and a quick jump in to see how Herbie and Tommy are doing. And Tommy, oh dear, well, commentator's curse. There goes 6 caroms as soon as I joined the room. I'm getting out quick. Tommy will be cursing me, because Tommy was in 98 there, actually going on to 99, and he pushes the 3 ball into the pocket, and all his hard work is gone in that rack. And I'll be getting the blame of it, no doubt. So this is Larry's 3rd scoring visit in this rack. A run of 38, a run of 31, and no prizes for guessing what his next objective is, at the risk of stating the obvious again. And that takes him to, what, 82? Well, it would be nice to get that 3 ball out of there. Larry was trying to finish below the 1, but you notice he's finished 2 straight. He wouldn't have had the force follow there. And so Larry's missed a big opportunity there to get to 90. But Monster's running out of time to try and chip this deficit down. And again, well, he's got 2 points, but he's already lost them because he's not got to a rail. And this is Larry's early Christmas present again from VP Monster. Get to 90. Now, when I went last into that room with Hervey and Tommy there, I paid absolutely no attention to what Hervey was on. Did anybody look at the score? I know that Tommy was in 98 going on to 99, but I never looked at Hervey's score. Was he way far behind, I think? Yeah, VP Monster's blowing hot and cold. You know, he's most dangerous in the caroms, most certainly. And that's why you have to beat him to the caroms. That's why Larry is going to have a great chance now if he can get this going. That 5 ball opening out like that, it's not done him any harm. A big target. Now, might want to play this gentle though. Could even go to the back rail here, the bottom rail, and into the 5 and still keep the 1 down there. Well, that little kiss by the 1 onto the 5 again has just done him a nice little favour to keep this little run going. Cue ball running a bit loose, 5 ball trying to get to the side pocket. And now this is where he should cut and run and not do anything daft. He could really try overcutting the 1 with a load of spin and try and get over and catch that 5 ball. I don't know whether he can overcut the 3 on that rail. And that's what he's trying to do. And this might work. If it's got the legs, is the spin going to work? It might. Yes. That was well done. Now he's got the shot from the 3 to the 5. I think he's worried about the side pocket though. He's trying to go 1 down the rail. Is going to just squirt out. But that'll do. That's all he needs to be doing. Keeping the points. And that's gone to the rail way too soon. And the 5 ball isn't dead where it's sitting. Although Larry's, again, not got an easy start. And he might be trying the same thing here. Trying to get up onto that 3 ball. I don't think he likes it either. I think he's more worried about the pot and the 1 ball. Well, he can try overcutting the 3 ball and coming the other way down to the 1. Got to get out of the way of the 3 ball though. And that's what he's tried. He's going to scratch though. Hervey's at 61. Oh well, from that mistake that scratch that Tommy did, that certainly gave Hervey a chance. In fact, now that VP Monster at the table, let's just duck back into that other match. This is probably as good a time as any to catch what's going on, and Hervey just gets to 90. He's 5 behind. Scores at 1 rack all, and Hervey's run is 29. Well, you again overcut the 3 ball, and you've got a 2 and 1 shot on the 5 or the 1. See, he's going for the draw. I would never be playing that. I mean, the shot I would have been playing would have been overcut that 3 ball, and if I needed a bit of left English to straighten the cue ball off the rail, I'd be coming this sort of line to try and get the 5 or the 1. Hervey playing the sort of bailout draw shot and draws straight into the gap. And well, Tommy's got this table awkward. Wasn't left a great setup, but got the 1 carom out of it. Gets him a wee bit closer. And that's no good. But even so, the table's still ugly. Well, Hervey, here's a chance. But he's got to think about manoeuvring this 5 ball. It's going in too straight a line, though, I think. He could get brutal here and try and spin off the rail, stun it into the 3. And this is a better pace than this 5 ball. If it keeps going, well, it's going to end up dead, is it? No, the force follows on. I think it is. I think he can just squeeze enough of that. And even the right English works off the rail just to kick it in. Adjust the line of the cue ball off the rail just to kick the back end of that 5. This is a bit trickier though. He goes to 93. This is trying to play the draw shot, and that 1 ball running around, and when you're in 93 and your opponent's in 98, you don't want to be giving an easy start here. And Tommy, well, it's long distance, but he's got to trust his eye line because the force follow is on and he can catch that 3. Bit of left English if he goes to the rail to kick into it, which is the right shot. And look at the 1. And I think Hervey might be saying sayonara to this rack. Playing the 1 ball because the 5 ball's away from the rail. Where's the 1 ball going? No, unbelievable. Oh, Steve finally woke up. He's in to have a look at how the match is going. Well, this rack is in a bit of a knife edge here. Hervey's got a chance, but he didn't get the spin. And once again, Tommy comes to the table with an easy starter. This again doesn't want to go behind that 3. You see where the cue ball's going. And now it's a big target down in the bottom corner here off this 3 ball. Overcut the 3. You've got to find a line that's going to hit something here. You'd be really unlucky to miss him. Well, he's going 1 to the 5. And again, almost potted a 1. I would have went off the 3 to the side rail to those 2 balls in the hope that if I hit one of them, they weren't going away too far from each other. And Tommy's run is 2, takes him to 98. Hervey again has a 3-railer from the 1 to the 3, or from the 3 to the 1 the other way, and he's not doing either. You see, that's the shot that he should have been playing, not that. He should have been going either way off those balls, 2 3 rails into the other. And again, it's a shot that a lot of players are, they're either afraid of them, or they're not getting enough. They're not attempting any of them to get enough practice at them. You play Cowboy long enough, you don't think twice about playing that shot. You don't try and get some other elaborate shot than something that's a more natural shot just to go the 2 or 3 rails. Well, Tommy now is never going to get it any easier than this to be up 2-1. Nice, simple outshot. Can't miss it. And it's 2 racks to 1 to Tommy. And so we will bail out here, head back in, and see how things are progressing. If I could see my mouse. Where the hell's my mouse gone? There it is. Well, Larry is well in front here. And Monster on 64. Larry on 97. And I think this is last chance saloon here for Monster to get to 90. This rack could be over. Now, don't forget that that match we were in started just 10 minutes before this one. And they're already into their 4th rack. Hang on a minute. You finally woke up then, have you, Steve?
Well, I was out hitting a little white ball.
Yeah, what did I told the guys in the comms, I said, I'm just sitting thinking, Steve maybe working in this bug or whatever bug it was. And then I thought, oh no, it's Wednesday, I'll be out the golf course.
Yep.
Oh, there goes the 5 ball. And there goes the cue ball. Well, Larry, Monster had a great little finish in the first rack. Monster had a run of 20 that took him right through the caroms to the outshot. And in rack number 2, Larry, he wasn't quite as spectacular, but he had a nice little run out as well in the caroms to square the match. And now Monster have been chasing Larry all the way through this rack. And each time I look at the scoreboard, Monster's going further and further back.
Yeah, well, Larry's going to be on 100 here pretty soon. He's probably going to win the game this turn. I mean, he's got the simplest carom in the world right here.
Yep. And
he didn't get right on it, though.
That other match is hotting up as well. This is why I'm just jumping backward and forward, keeping an eye on it.
Well, now he's going to have to play off the 5 ball. There's no way he can play off the 1 ball or the 3 ball. He's got to play off the 5 ball here and go 2 rails back to the 1. Well, he looks like he may try to go forward.
Nope.
No, he's going to try to go backwards. So that's, I didn't like that. I liked the 2 railer off the 5 ball. That was, it was sitting good for it.
You know what's worse about that? Did he lose any points there? He didn't get to a rail. Whatever he scored there, he lost. I don't know how much it was.
Well, that was a terrible decision. It was if you take the 2 railer, the target on the 3 ball to pocket it wasn't huge, and anything coming up short, the 1 ball was a big ball. I mean, that was, and I know Larry must play Cowboy some. At least he's been practicing some. I've seen him in Cowboy rooms.
He's been playing with.
But the thing is I was talking to Yama about this other day. He'd sent me email about this, about the 30-degree kind of angles, and that's what you had on that 5 ball. So that's, the thing is, that's a real easy hit to get it online. It's it's somewhere around a half ball hit. You could be a little more, you could be a little less, and it's going to run on that line. And you know, I think that players don't realize like that carom was almost impossible to miss because of how the balls were sitting if he would have played off the 5-ball.
Yeah, I would have always been going 2 rails to get to that. No way I'd have been trying to jack up and drop it.
Yeah, that was close. Now, I'm imagining he's going to play 1-ball, long rail, end rail, 3-ball. But he may be playing like a pool player and doing something different.
No.
I think that's the right shot.
I think he's doing what you said.
Yep. Hit it perfect. And the 1-ball. Yep, he's good. Oh, he needs one more. I thought he's on 100.
Well, I don't think he wants to go. I mean, if he goes up to the 5,
That's risky,
he might
a low pace. That's a good shot.
He's blocked himself out of the 3 though doing that. I think. Yep.
That was play off the backside. Play off the backside. Long rail to the backside of the 1.
Well, that's just to hit it. He's never going to get out from there, but that's just to make sure he keeps his points.
Oh, no. You can make this ball. Are you kidding? Right? Just like that.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the short rail.
No. Off the long rail.
I didn't even see that you could get to the long rail. I should have looked down the line when I was there.
Yeah. That was actually a pretty easy shot.
That was a good out.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy shot, and he hit it perfect.
Oh, 2-0 to France. So that's it all over then. Pretty much. France, Argentina in the final.
Well, let's see here. So we've got 2 matches going on. There's Irvy and Tommy, and we've got Larry and Krazykow. Obviously, you got to like Larry at this point, and you got to like Tommy. Isn't Tommy up 2-1 now?
I think so. Yeah.
So, well, you got to like the guys that are on 2, but, it's not over yet. I mean, obviously, if you come out and make a big run. I played some Cowboy yesterday on my pool table. I've been hitting pool balls and not particularly well, but I decided to play some Cowboy again. And, whoa, that was close. I found out something about being greedy. So I found the little heuristics we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I found the rule one heuristic on being greedy. It's be greedy when the balls are close to each other. If the balls have a lot of distance between them, think twice before you're greedy.
Yeah, because that's how you find a hole.
Well, it's not as much that. It's just that if it's a simple, natural shot, even there's distance, it's okay. But if you have to do something with a cue ball, depending on what it is, it could make the shot a lot harder. You're hitting a shot maybe with more speed, or you put an English on it, and there's some things that make the shot harder, and you're better off probably just playing shape for the carom. But if it's sitting good, especially if they're close together, then being greedy seems to be pretty effective.
Is Cobra still there? Because I've got something to wind Steve up about and give a little bit of ammunition back to Cobra. Cobra, you still there?
Oh, he's still there. Why? What did Cobra do?
No, it's what you did, Steve, or what
I did.
Yeah, well, I think Cobra's watching the football. I'm waiting to see if he's still alive. He might be going to bed at this time.
Well, Larry's on a nice little run here, and I think this is a good game for Larry because he's pretty cerebral about things. I think he obviously needs to learn more about billiards. I mean, that's my big weakness with this kind of stuff. But
Cobra, I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and a certain Mr. Steve Chaplin was playing. It was in the Hard Times tournament table, which is a tight table.
That table's ridiculous. Yeah, that table's ridiculous.
And Steve was playing 9-ball against now this was 10 years ago. This is a 10-year-old video. So Steve looks like a 14-year-old kid, except that he's 6'7" in shorts, right?
I don't think I look that young. I don't think I looked that young 10 years
Well,
ago.
put it this way: all you could see of Steve was his shoulders, because his head was behind the lamp every time he went to the table. You only saw his torso. But anyway, the fun part was, what was the name of the young kid? I can't remember his name, but he was a young, sort of relative rookie you were playing. And the commentator, one of the commentators said, and this is sort of paraphrasing what he said, "I wish Steve would hurry up."
Yeah. Well, there were some times when there was a time where I played pretty slow. I mean, there was.
Yeah. Well,
I just, I couldn't get comfortable in my game, and I play a lot faster now. Although I will say that if I haven't been playing pool for a while, sometimes I get in that same mode. And the thing is I don't play well when I play slow. I play good when I play in a rhythm and play faster. So one of the things I do when I'm struggling is I speed up on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this about playing faster. The most important thing is being in the right state of mind and following your procedure, because if with pool, you have to see the shot, know how you're going to hit the cue ball and everything before you even get down. You're lining up with your body. Once you get down, you should be set. Your bridge hand shouldn't move. When you come down on the ball, your bridge hand should just go plop right where it's supposed to be. Like if you're doing something like moving your bridge hand around after you get down on the ball, that's no good.
No.
You watch pros, they don't do that, and because they're aligning with their body. So if you do that procedure right and you see all the connection and you get down, you can pull the trigger really fast. The problem is when you're struggling and what happens is, especially if you go goofy, is you don't do those things and you get down and you don't know where the cue ball's going. You don't know if you're making the ball. And then you start taking a lot of time and grinding, and all you're doing is wasting a lot of energy.
Well, that's the thing that snooker players do. The snooker players step into the shot. They step into the shot. And obviously the bridge hand in snooker is paramount. That everything is solid. So certainly you don't want to start moving around when you're on the shot and moving your hand.
Yeah, I mean snooker and pool, it's essentially the same thing. I mean, it's taught a little different and stuff. There's a little more emphasis on certain things in snooker that are different than pool, but it's still basically the same thing. You have to see the whole shot before you ever get down on it, and you're lining everything with your body. If you're putting English on the cue ball, that's all done when you get down too. I don't care what people say about these pivot systems and stuff where you get down and then you move your backhand. Mm-hmm. Guess what? No good player does that. They all do it as they're getting down. So, but that all has to do with speed of play, is if you've done those things right. Like one of the things I practice a lot is what's called one stroking. So you get down, and when you get down, you're putting the Q-tip on the cue ball.
Yeah, you're not feathering it.
You're just hit it.
You're just going. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great way to practice, because you have to get down on the ball properly to be successful. And I can play run out pool like that. But sometimes you need to take another little look when you're in competition. It's hard to play that way in competition and just stick with it. But if you watch a lot of good players, sometimes the one-stroke shots in competition.
Good evening to Semi-Pro. Yeah, you're right enough, Rotor Monkey. Yeah, even if you can take a pot when you're on caroms, you're usually better off just.
I don't know. I found when they're close together. You've got to understand where all the balls are going. Mm-hmm. But I was able to get a lot of extra points and set myself up for the next shot, whether it was a carom or a pot. I found it to be relatively easy to do when the balls were close together. It's a lot harder to set yourself up when the balls are further apart because it's hard to hit the ball, object ball, with the cue ball the way you want when it's going around the table.
Exactly.
When they're close together, and you're just playing, little stun shots or coming off one rail into it, you can control the balls well. And I think that's why that's what I found out, is that if the balls are close, you can play more aggressively and get away with it.
Well, I mean, that's the most important thing about the carom phasing, Cowboy, is that you're close in and you're able to be productive. We had a fine example of that from Monster the other night, and we also had an example tonight where he ran the 10 tonight again. And Larry had a little flurry also. So when you get them in close and you can manoeuvre them into place and push the object ball through, bring it back towards the other ball, it then the carom phase in Cowboy looks easy when it's done right. So it does.
Yeah, I mean it's like pool in general. I mean, if you watch high level players play, when they're easy tables, they're going to run out because it's easy. The difficulty is when you get funny situations, ball clusters or certain patterns that are very difficult. And it's really the same thing in this kind of game, is that when the balls are easy, you should be really taking advantage of it. When the balls are tough, you may not make a carom.
Well, Monsters, the shoes in the other foot here. He's the one that's got to get to 90. Paramount importance that he gets to 91st in this rack. He's still in deficit at the moment. And while he's still at the table, quick tab out. We're just going to jump into the other one to a quick update. Well, we've got Tommy in a run of 50 at the moment. He's got a lead of 50, so it was 20 all in this fourth rack. And Tommy's run is 50 and counting.
Yeah, Tommy's got a nice little game here for Cowboy. He's one of the players that's gotten better. Since I've been involved in commentating and watching a lot of these World Championships, the two guys that I think have gotten improved the most are Albin and Tommy.
Well, this is.
I mean, don't you think that, Hugh? Don't you think Tommy's gotten a lot better the last couple of years?
Well, Tommy's improved. LS3's improved.
Yeah, you're right. LS3 has improved a lot too.
Albie's just Albie. Give him a game. Say there's a game you haven't played or you don't play much. Let's see how good you are after 2 weeks in a tournament. Well, he's still in the tournament. He's still looking the best player in the tournament. What is there to learn? But this is exactly the run you want when you're 2 racks to 1 up in a race to 3. He's now staring down 90 here on 84. The run is 58. And a little bonus carom. And he's fairly well set in the 3 or the 1 if he wants it. He might be careful here that he doesn't try to do something silly with this 5 ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's shooting a 1 ball there.
Well, he's played the 1 to get to 89 and the carom and the 5 to get to 90.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, see, I would have lost all my points for not.
He's brought the 5 into place. That takes him to 89. Now I'll tell a lie, he was on a carom. See, I keep losing the plot here as to who's on what.
Yeah, well, obviously I don't know what's going on because I was saying shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah, Interchange X, I've got an excuse. It's 10 to 9 at night. My brain shuts down. Even though I'm on my day off tomorrow and I don't need to go to bed early, the brain doesn't know that. Force of habit.
Well, he's going to keep his points. I'm not sure putting the 5 ball there was greatest, but Irvy's going to get it back out on the table for him.
Well,
so in the other room, which I've got running, Crazy Cow just ran 11 and gave the table back to Larry. So it's 55-44. Crazy Cow's ahead. Larry's at the table. And yeah, I think Crazy Cow's in trouble. Larry looks like he's going for the kill.
No,
Oh.
no, he's not.
I shouldn't have said anything. Commentator curse.
No, he's not.
He just missed a pretty easy carom. That was sad.
Yeah, he stunned it and didn't
Whoops.
get into the cue ball a little bit there. Well, Herbie at the table, run of 8. He's only on 28, and this is a big ask.
Yeah.
But if you're going to, if you're going to win tournaments like this is a type of situation that looks completely ugly.
Herbie reminds me a little bit of Tam, as far as how he plays.
Well, Herbie,
he'll hit him hard and swing the cue ball all over the place. Shoot some fairly crazy looking shots.
Yeah, I mean Herbie's come down from the snooker table. Remember, so you've always got to move the balls a bit heavier in the snooker table with the distances they've got to travel. And I think he's more used to that. Now, what's this thing that Krazykow been talking about this morning? He was talking about a physics problem on stun shots. Is that message get through to you from Yamaguchi Taru, or was that? I think that's what Yama was talking to.
I saw that last night.
So, is there any truth in the rumor, or is it just a delusion?
No, there's something that's going weird. I'm not sure what it is. But, yeah, I haven't looked at it yet.
So, Tommy back in, that's too thin. That's not going to get there. So, straight away, Herbie with another chance. His last visit was 22, takes him to 42.
Yeah, you got to have the killer instinct. You got to put the guy away when you're in a situation. You don't want to let people hang around. So Interchange X says Irvy's used to English billiards, which you would think he would play caroms well if he's played a lot of English billiards.
Well, I would assume he's going to go inside or outside. So he's gone outside. When I say inside, I'm talking about the short side of the 5 and the left side. This is the more open shot. Guaranteed carom. Now that 5 ball needs to get back out into play. I think I'd be potting that 5 and running up the table. And don't know whether he's playing it in the side. I'd be probably cutting it into the top right. No, he's going into the side. See, the problem is he's a bit straight now. This is awkward.
Yeah, he handled it well.
This is awkward. He's going to cut the one and go up. Now that's a shot that Herbie plays a lot.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty straightforward shot because
because the angle that you're going to hit the one ball, the cue ball has to go in that direction.
Yeah, it's a little bit of top on it, potentially some English. The hardest thing about that shot is that how thick you hit the ball, because if you hit it into the thin side of the pocket or the thick side of the pocket, and you're playing for vice versa, you're probably going to miss the carom, because that affects that line a lot, is how thick you hit that ball. So in the other room, Krazykow at the table at 75-60, and that Krazykow with the lead. So, well, he potentially could go 2-2 in that room.
Favorite to get to 90 then in that score.
Yeah, he's on 80 right now, and that one may go the distance. Yeah, it would be pretty hard to scratch on that shot. And I like that shot, but I'm a pool player and I'm good at getting a cue ball on line. So I mean that's a shot that
That's a good
I'm
shot by
comfortable
Tommy.
shooting.
Tommy's brought the 5 down into play. He's going to overcut the 3, bump the 5. I would assume he is. He's not even looking at it. Why? He's going 1 to 5. I would have went 3 to 5 because you're overcutting the 3 and bringing it down towards the 5, keeping them fairly close. This is now a wee bit tricky. Couple of rails here, or the double kiss. That'll work if he can get it.
Yeah. It looks like he's going to do the double kiss. That shot's a little tricky.
Yeah, that worked out fine.
You look good.
Takes him to 96. So, chance to win the match here.
Yeah, definitely want to put him away because, Krazykow at 85 and he just potted the 5 ball to go to 90. So it's 90 to 60. He's on a run of 21 and he's into the caroms.
Well, if he's going to cut the 3, that's it, going to go loose. He needs to get a fair bit of this 5 ball. That'll work. Where's the 3 ball going? It's fine.
Boy, I don't like hitting the ball that hard. Not unless you're sure where it's going.
Now this will go to 99. Oh dear. Now hang on a minute. What's happened here? I think he's fine. He just needs to get the right hit on the 1 ball so that he's got the outshot into the.
Well, you got to get the 5 ball out of the way. That's the trick. Oh wow, he really thinned the 5. I think he can do this.
Yeah,
this looks pretty easy, really.
This should spin in.
He's putting a little right English on it.
Yeah.
He looks like he's kind of too straight on though. Now he's changing to left. He looks too straight on to this to me.
No, I think
the angle. I'm looking at your camera, but he looks pretty straight on.
Oh well, almost. It just got too much of the draw.
He was too straight on. I'm looking at this going, he's too straight on. It's going to go in the long rail and not go in, and that's what happened. And that's sort of baffling to me in that situation because that was a pretty easy to win from there.
Well, Interchange X made an obvious statement there that is perfectly correct. Yeah, Interchange X says he's used to playing English billiards, but a scratch in English billiards is a bonus. Whereas in Cowboy, it's cutthroat.
Yeah, I mean that may have something to do with how much he's turning the cue ball loose.
Yeah. But what's Every got left in him because Tommy's on the brink and he's got it. Now, how many times do I say this? You've got to try and keep the 1 ball safe unless you've got a dead set pot in the 1 ball or a carom on it. And if you don't, you're leaving this 1 ball close to a pocket for a pretty good in-off off that one.
Well, Krazykow still on his run. He's on 97. He's got a run of 28. And he went into...
oh, no, he got the bonus 5 ball.
Okay, it's Larry's turn now. It's 97 to 60. So Krazykow ran all the way to 97. So that was a pretty good turn.
Well, that's got him very strong odds to be square in the match.
Yeah, Larry's going to have to do something here because he needs to get at least close to that.
Well, the question is how annoyed is Larry? Because if Larry's annoyed enough, he might not be that far behind Krazykow if Larry's really got his focus on. And
well, it looks like it's going to be over in this match with Tommy and Irvy right here. I mean, this is missable. This is harder than the one he missed that was cue ball pinned to the 1.
Every day. Easy finish. Well done to Tommy. He goes through by 3 racks to 1. We'll have a quick look at the bracket and see where he goes. He's now through to play Jose, and he's going to be a strong favourite for that one as well. So, with the greatest respect to Jose, I think Tommy will be far too strong for him. He'll score more heavily. But again, if Jose puts his mind to it and cuts out those errors, who am I to talk?
Well, Larry's on a run of 12 now. He's got 72. He's still at the table.
Right, we're back in.
Hi, Tommy. Good playing.
Well done, Tommy.
What's he looking at here? He's trying to decide how to play this. I'd just make the 5 and then play off the 5 to the 1. I'm not sure why he's even thinking about it.
Well, I say you're going to be favourite against. I've just. What have I just moved here? Hang on a minute. You're going to be favourite against Jose, but don't take anything for granted in this game. It can come back and bite you severely.
I'm not sure why I went that way, because he had a chance to be greedy. That's a situation where I'd be greedy, because he could have made the 5 ball, and then on the spot, he could have shot the 5 ball again in the side pocket and carried it into the 1. He could have put the cue ball on the place we had just a really natural shot.
And he's missed it.
Instead, he went to the other side, drawing it back, and then he misses it.
Well, this is a good 2-railer to the 1 ball.
I thought the hit on the 1 was easy, especially if you played shape to put the 5 in the side. Because if you look where the 1 ball is, it's slightly forward of the tangent line. I mean, that's an easy shot.
That's a crazy shot there by VP Monster. I don't know why he thought about trying. He could get to that 3 ball off the 5 at such a tight angle.
Larry got a reprieve there. He needs to take advantage of it.
Larry should another go at the same shot, and he hasn't got it again. This time he's set up Monster.
That's got to be frustrating. Well, I guess this one's going to go the distance, because right now it's looking like Krazykow is going to win this game.
Not necessarily from where the 1 ball is at the moment. He's going to have to probably play a 2 or 3 railer off the 1.
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed.
Well, he's not. He's going to try and stud into this bottom right hand pocket.
This is tight. If you're going to hit this shot, you need to hit it with some right English. Let's see if he does that. Yep, he's got some right English on it, so he's hitting this the right way. He's got a chance there. He did not. He either needed to hit it harder or be lower on the cue ball, because the cue ball didn't stun over the way it needed to.
No, let's see if Larry thinks about the safety in the 1 ball. And there's not an awful lot of places in the table you can put the 1 ball where VP Monster won't work out something.
Larry's thinking he wants to make it 2-2.
Well,
that was a terrible shot.
This is 2-all. This is going into the side pocket, right side. Let's have a little
that
look.
Was the let's get this game over with and start a new one.
There you go. So in these last 2 matches that VP Monster's played, he's had to come from behind in both of them to win, I think. And he's going for the 3-railer again. The bank and the 3 misses a 3 this time, but still gets the carom on the 1. It's always a 2-in-1 shot for Monster when he breaks off.
Well, by the way, whoever said that I was slow in that, it was probably Tang Ho, which is funny because Tang Ho is pretty slow.
I don't know who the commentators were, Steve. There was nobody I recognised.
If the match I'm thinking about is probably Daniel Bush, who runs POV Pool, and Tang Ho.
No, it wasn't Daniel. I know Daniel's voice. Yeah, there was neither of the two of them. Daniel wasn't commentating.
Who was I playing? So it wasn't Greg Harada. Was it? Was I playing? I could have been playing Truman. I could have been playing. Let's see. Who
no, it was a young. It was a young kid.
It could have been Brian Parks.
No, that doesn't ring a bell either. There only is 3 of your videos on YouTube, Steve, that I can find.
Some of them may not be up there. There were a lot of them at one point, but I used to play Tang all the time. Tang's a good player. He's got a second and a fourth in the U.S. Open. I used to play him $100 races all the time.
Well, this is it could be a short visit here for Monster. I mean, he can go 5 to the 3. He's going 1 and cutting across to the 3. Just misses it.
Not making it. So, Larry needs to do something here.
Yes.
He needs to put a big run on and get ahead. Because I'm pretty sure that as soon as I say that, he dogs it. I'm pretty sure that Krazykow has got the advantage of caroms against Larry. So Larry needs to get up there first.
That's a bad miss.
Bonus.
There's a trick shot. Get the 5 and play. Use the 5 to pot the 3.
Yep.
And get the carom.
See, like this kind of shot where it's kind of hard to play shape, I'd be running into a 3 ball. I'd be hitting that 3 full in the face.
Open table is.
Yeah, I would have hit that 3 full in the face, kept the table open. The 3's going down table. You're probably going to have some kind of carom with a 3-5, but you can always shoot the pot. Keep the table open. I think you should try to keep the table open as long as you can without doing anything crazy.
It's usually not more than 3 shots in VP4 Cowboy that you can do that before things start going loose.
The first time I ever tried playing it the other night on my pool table, I kept the table open 8 turns in a row.
Well, Monster's got the same old problem he's had all through the tournament. He just cannot pop balls with any regularity.
Yeah, I know Truman. I don't think Truman's ever beat me in anything. Gambling, tournament. I think I've beat him every single time I've ever played him.
Well, this final rack is in the balance till somebody puts a run together, and then it's panic stations for whoever it is that's chasing.
Did any of you guys watch that match I commentated with Bo Runnigan and Johnny Kang?
Probably not.
That was that one I said, Bo kind of struggled. And then Johnny hit an unbelievable shot in that game. Evening, Tam. Did Tam ever change his name?
Yes, he did. He changed it to Tam, believe it or not, Steve.
Yeah.
So we don't know who he is anymore.
Everybody calls him Tam, so, it might as well be Tam.
Well, the stranger thing is a bit like Wanwa, where he insists his name is Fan, but Tam's name's actually Gary, but it's pronounced Tam in VP4.
Now, Larry needs to pop off a big run. The situation hasn't changed. He needs to get into the 90s before Krazykow does.
Did you tell me where it came from? Well, it must have been in a day I wasn't listening or reading what you were typing. I don't remember. Where did it come from then? Tornado Tam. Oh, Tam's Bar. No, I don't remember you telling me that. Well,
wow.
Larry's at it as well. He's got the disease now.
I'm not sure. Why didn't he shoot that in the side pocket? Was the angle harder than I thought? I thought he'd just shoot that in the side pocket.
I don't know, but the thing is that where the cue ball finished, I don't know
look at this.
I mean,
look at this.
This is crazy, this.
Neither one of these guys wants to win this match.
Well, I think they're both of them are showing the nerves. Well, Tam, if you're just arrived, you might not know that Tommy has gone through another match that was on at the same time as this one against Hervey. Tommy got through by 3 racks to 1, and Tommy now plays Jose in the next round on the one loss side. And who does did I check who these two guys would end up playing? I don't think I did. Oh, Tam. That's why Tam's here. Tam's lying in wait. What's the temperature where you are now, Tam? I think I'll just check. I don't think we'll be as cold as last night. Let's have a look. Oh no, we're down to -6. Let's do a quick refresh. Yeah, still -6. It never got above -2 here today. Mind you, I wasn't out in it to check. I haven't been out the door for 2 days.
Tell you what, there's some cold weather in the U.S.
Yeah, well, we're going to get milder at the weekend. There's rain moving in, so our frost and everything will be gone. We lost 4 kids the other day down in England. 4 little kids were playing in the ice, and they all fell through the ice. 3 of them were recovered dead. The 4th one was in hospital for 2 days, but passed away today. So that's there's a Merry Christmas for 4 families.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful with ice, because once you go through it, it's not only is it hard to get out, but the cold water is just going to stun you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge shock as soon as you hit it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You don't have very long for hypothermia, because it's going to suck the life out of you pretty quick.
Yeah, well, all the kids were in a cardiac arrest, and the first 3 couldn't be resuscitated, and the 4th one, although they did survive, he passed away today. Well, I know that we had a cold spell back in, I think it was 81, and it wasn't until the 3rd week of the cold weather that we went out onto the ice. Now, that way the ice was like about 8 or 9 inches thick, so that was fine. And in fact, it was that cold that year that they had the Bonspiel, I think it is they call it, when it's the big meeting for the curlers. They all go out in the ice and they play old-fashioned curling the way it originated on one of the Scottish lochs. Well, Larry is going in bits and pieces here, but he's getting a little lead. It's one of these slightly alarming leads as far as VP Monster goes.
Well, I mean, these guys are both kind of messing around. His question is, who's going to get going?
You can't trust him with a pot. There's another one going. Larry's just not seeing the line for these pots at all in this 10-foot table. He is all over the place.
Yeah, and he's Krazycow's had some issues with the pots too. I mean,
that's a thing he's had all the way through the tournament, so he's just had to deal with it. But Larry's, I mean, he's missing pots at the wrong time, Larry. He wants to be, applying the pressure, and each time he's just letting Monster off the hook here. But Monster, he's not reliable to keep runs going when he's having to pot the ball. And again, look where he's ended up.
I'm going to predict if Krazykow gets the 91st, he wins.
Well, he will be favourite.
Arams than Larry is.
That just depends on how far Larry is behind Krazykow. If he gets to the 91st, if Larry's just 10, 15 behind, then there might not be a lot in it at the end.
He may be in a line he can. Yep, he was in a line he could just go forward and get the bonus point.
See, the good thing about that shot though was he was on the carom though, Steve. So he wasn't really paying a great deal of attention to the pot. He was more worried about the line to get the carom, but the pot was the bonus. So he can
Well,
get.
that's the thing
He can get.
you can afford to be a little more aggressive when you're on the carom as far as getting extra points.
Yeah, well, you know, when he's not having to worry about the pot as much, he potted it no problem. It went in and it was a bonus. Now, this might not be great. He's going end reel with loads of spin. No, it's a pot. Again, I've not checked a HUD.
Yeah, and this is what Larry doesn't need, is him popping off something
Oh,
big.
cue ball.
Watch out, 5 ball. Yeah, I think he got away with it.
The run is 26. Deficit almost gone.
Sure, why he's not shooting the 5 ball.
He's going 5-1. Or possibly, I don't think he'll go 3-5. That's too dangerous. 5-1.
I'm not sure you can make the 5 ball here. I sure wouldn't try to, because that's asking for trouble.
Now he's again having to produce a pot now this time. And this is the ones that's catching him. This is not a difficult cut back to 5.
No. You don't want to hit this too hard, though.
Now that guy that's, the guy that's left the room, that's what's his name, Serats or whatever. He's a guy that's into Cowboy. The problem he's got is he likes to play it in the 10-footer. He wants to step up to the 10. He likes to play it in the 9-footer. He wants to step up to the 10-footer.
He's going off the rail here, and I think he's
going behind it. Yep. Yeah. So the run is 35, but he has a slender lead. It won't last long, though, I don't think.
No, Larry needs to come with something here. He doesn't. If he runs 5 or 6, and that's not going to do it. He needs to make some points here.
Let's. I mean, there's what's.
So that's an angle where it's hard to miss. You got to look for 30-degree angles, because those are the angles the ball wants to roll on. You've got a huge target area at that angle.
Right.
Matter of fact, it's hard to even move the cue ball off that line at that angle, when you're hitting around a half ball hit, you can affect the line some, but not a lot. And it's an angle you want to look for, because it's almost going to be a guaranteed carom.
Here, Pink, here's a temperature for you to play with. The temperature in Yakutsk, which is a city in Siberia in Russia, is minus 48 right now.
Now look what Larry's got now. This is not an easy pot.
No. But it's still a good pot to get in, because he's got the carom to follow, no problem.
Yep. That was an excellent shot there. That was a big shot there for Larry, because
and I mean, it could be very significant, the fact that even though the run's only 18.
See, I would have shot that 5 ball every time. You couldn't miss the 1 ball.
Mm-hmm.
Why not shoot the 5 ball there? You absolutely couldn't miss the carom. Well, it's I just don't get that.
There's method in his madness, because the 5 ball has got a spot. He's no problem with the follow-up carom. 5 ball goes there, so.
Well, that's 2 shots later.
And the 5 ball's going again as well, the other end. So there you go.
There's a bonus.
Now, this is dangerous, because anything can happen here. Mind you, tell him it's a pot again. I'm forgetting.
Yeah, you gotta hit. You just gotta shoot the 5 ball. I mean, it's dead straight. I mean, I could probably miss it, but
Well, if he plays the one, he's back to a conventional cowboy table where he can stay in the kitchen and work up the
I'd
table.
shoot the 5 and just draw it back, and then he's got an easy carom, the 5 to the 1.
No, he's going to go 5 to 3.
Or he's going forward. That's fine
Yeah.
too. 5 to 3 is good, and he can still go 5-1 here. But it'd probably be easier to shoot the 3.
Got to watch the HUD.
Shoot the 5 in the side pocket.
Got to watch the HUD here. That takes him to 85. Now he's got the 5 for the 90.
5 in the corner pocket. Yeah. Yeah, I guarantee you I'd screw the score up because I'm never looking at it.
Well, Monster's right on the rack here now.
Okay, this is what Larry needed. Larry needed to get into the 90s first, and he's done that.
Well, let's have a look at the angle in this. This is
a little funny. I'd play off the 5 to the 3.
Yeah. See,
myself,
the worry about the 5 is the line he's taken off the 5 to get to the 3 and danger of potting it.
Yeah, I would have played on the 3, but he was effective there. The problem is, what does he have now?
Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. The problem is he's got 43 and he doesn't want to do something stupid to get just to get another carom.
Well, that's not going to work. There's no way that was going to work.
No.
Not without doing something crazy. Yeah, I mean, that was...
Well, that's a good outcome. He's kept his points. He's on 92, and now it's, what have you got, Monster?
Well, I think that was absolutely necessary for Larry to get in the 90s first.
Oh, I don't know whether...
He's putting the pressure on Krazykow to do something here.
Well,
Krazykow doesn't do much here, and then Larry's, Larry could really take the bull by the horns here.
Oh, he's going to... Oh, just catch it. I thought he was going to miss it there. Now the one ball needs to get out of the way.
He's good. I mean, he looks like he's going to do what he needs to.
Interchange excess, take the cow by the horns. KOW. Well, what's he got here though? He's okay. He's fine. It's perfect.
He's just going to roll through.
Needs to keep the 5 in play.
He left himself a little funny here.
Now, does he go across the table twice here? Because if he gets the cue ball back over to where the 5 is, and that's what he's doing, then he's got the 5 to the 1. So,
yeah, he's on a nice little run here, and what he needs to do is get into the at least 92, and if he can get into the 90s, he's gonna be the favorite in this, I think.
When you said he needs to get to 92, do you mean 92 or 92?
I meant 90 TOO. He needs to get to 90 at a minimum here, I think. And if he does that, I think he's the favorite because he seems to be better at the caroms than Larry is. Watch out. Yeah, he's okay.
Takes him to 79. Well, now again, has he got the force follow? Yeah, well, he's got to be careful on the right side of the 1 rather than going.
Yeah, he's okay here.
Yeah.
And he's got the 5 ball coming out nice. And this will get him to 85. The question is, yeah, he's going to end up 85, then probably 86, which is a funny number. But
he might end up going 5 to 3 here. I don't think he wants to go back near that 1 unless he's really good in the 5. He might be scared of it. I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to go 5-3. Quite right as well. And now he can get the 1 out of there.
And now he can shoot the 3 ball.
Tell a lie, he's an 86, so that takes him to 89. And now he wants to.
He's just going to shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah, he's going to go through for the 1 onto the 5. That way he can bump the 5 out of there, but not too far, I don't think. Or is he going to go, what, 5 to 1?
I think he's going to
Send
go
the
5 to
5
1 here.
back to the 3 with the 5 ball. He hasn't come
All
out
right.
far enough.
Well, I think he's the favorite from here, even though he's a couple behind. I mean, if he can keep this run going.
Well, he's going to go the bailout. He could go 3 to 5 on 1. No, he's going to cut across. Watch the 5 ball. It's still in play. This is looking good.
This is looking very good. See, and he's smart. He's trying to keep them together.
Oh yeah.
And you know, here we go with a
Double kiss.
Bunch of points coming up here.
Double kiss. And
it's
takes to
he
95.
He's doing what he did what he needed to, is get into the 90s, and obviously the longer he can keep this run going, the better it's going to look for him.
Doesn't want that to open up too much. That will still do.
Yeah, he can still thin this 5. I don't know if he's going to get out here, but the closer he gets to it, the harder it's going to be for Larry.
Where that 1 ball is, he's going to get out. If he can keep this going, he's going to get out where the 1 is.
Now this shot can be missed
unless he has to use the 1. See, he's now.
Well, he's gonna need to use the 1 because he doesn't have anything good looking from the 5.
Well,
I'd actually play off the 1 here. I'd hit the 1 straight into the rail, and bank it long on the other side and go forward with right English. That's what I would do. This isn't bad playing off the 3. Well, I wouldn't have done it that way, but he's successful. It's just, the risk there. See the 3 ball coming to the side pocket. That's a risky shot.
Big risk.
Now here I'd play 2 rails to the 1. I'd take the 3 ball, cut it to the long rail, and go 2 rails to the 1 because that's safe. See, he's not doing that, I don't think. Oh yeah, he is. Okay.
And the 1 stays in play.
So
takes him to 99. And
he's got a thin hit to the 5.
He wants to keep the 1 as far out in the table, I think, as he can, so that he's got choices.
Watch out.
Oh dear. Yeah. This is a disaster. He's got to hit the 1. And this could be 46 points down the pan. He's got to hit this.
Yeah, he hit on the wrong side of that.
Oh dear. This could be a nightmare.
I'd probably go to the end rail myself on this rather than the side rail. Go down to the end rail.
Up by the 3.
Yeah, that's what I'd be checking at this, because I think that angle is easier to see.
It is an easier angle to look at. Yeah, up to sort of there, roughly.
I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what he's looking at here. But
I haven't the foggiest idea what way he's trying to work this out.
It's basically just a teeny bit long of that diamond, that first diamond over by the 3.
Got to trust your eye line and go for the up and down. Is he trying to go 1 rail, catch the 1 and go into a side pocket? That's what he's called. He's called a side pocket.
Yeah, well, he's going for the win, and I can kind of understand that. He looks short of it, though. I mean, I'm looking at this going, he's going to come up short of this, and it wasn't even close to the 1.
Well, there's how you lose 46 points in 1 stroke. I still say, I mean, you had to call a pocket. That's part of the fact that he's in 100. But why didn't he go up and down?
But here's the thing: is that shot where he went from the 1 to 5, he either needed to make sure he hits it really thin so he didn't get on the right side of the 5, or he needed to hit it with more speed so he got the 5 to move.
Wow.
Hitting it easy like that was just setting himself up to get.
But you just think of how that play went, though, Steve. I mean, he's going along there. He's ticking along nicely. The caroms are coming nice. He's thinking, I'm home and dry. Boom. He's hooked in the 1 ball, and he knows he's got to hit it. And then he's
look at this.
Oh dear.
But the other thing is that you're right. I don't like the choice of going side to side and trying to win on that shot, because you got to figure Larry isn't running out one turn. If
No,
he could just hit that, he's probably going to get 2 or 3 more chances to win the game if he just hit the one ball.
Well, look what Monster's just done there. I think he's still boiling and seething from that last visit.
He's gone goofy. I mean, and Larry's got, all 3 balls down here on this end with a bunch of easy hits.
That's one thing you don't want to be giving Larry's too. Well, Larry's just missed an absolute sitter.
Let's watch the replay of that last shot.
But nobody wants to win this match. That's kind of the stage we're at.
Wow. Well, at least Larry didn't lose his point. If you want to look on the bright side, try and pick out the positives from that shot. But Monster's going to have another go at chasing him down.
Yeah, this has just been a crazy match.
Well, this is a standard setup.
Well, if Larry loses this game, he's got nobody to blame but himself. Because he's definitely been in position here, and he's not taking advantage of it.
Monsters, what is he, 20 behind? So
yeah, but what's happening here is in spite of Krazykow having a complete disaster, he's going to be in position to win this match if he can get into the 90s again.
Yeah, win it twice.
Because Larry's not that strong in the carom phase, so he's got Here we go again. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's well into the 90s again here.
No, we play this game because we're bloody crazy. That's why. You need to be crazy to suffer the pains that you get.
It's an interesting game. And I think, this is a game that you can learn stuff with. I mean, I've been hit balls last night, and I didn't run off any big runs. Missing too many pool balls right now. But, I ran 30s and 40s most of the time. Then I'd do something stupid or miss a ball I shouldn't, or.
Well, the run ends in 30, and I don't know that. What's this looking like? Yeah, this is a bit of left spin. Don't want to get too much juice on it, Larry. Well, he's not got enough on it. He's not got enough in it.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard a shot.
He maybe hit that too. He maybe hit the first ball too thick.
Well, it was definitely too thick. I mean, he could have put more English on it too. The thing is that with that kind of shot, you got to figure that's really almost the only way you're going to miss it is hitting it too thick.
Mm.
So you should be thinking on the thin side.
So,
in real life, I can't do that.
Oh,
in real life, I'm sure I can run 101 in real life. Playing Cowboy. And VP, I'd be lucky to run 20.
Well, Monster was trying to thin cut the 5 for the 5 points to 90. The problem was he was trying to hit it soft, so he avoided the extra carom by accidentally hitting the 3. But in doing that, he never got the 5 to the hole. And meanwhile, Larry's on a run of 1, takes him to 94. And panic's going to set in now for Monster. It's last chance. He might have played his last shot. Let's put it that way. Perfectly feasible. But that one ball is going dead. Well, commentators curse.
Wow. That was a pretty well played shot, but didn't turn out. He hit it perfect,
I'll tell you, this he needs to change this Krazykow name back to VP Monster because it's affecting Larry. Larry's got the disease here as well.
Larry's got to be pulling his hair out about right now. If he's got any left, I'm not. She might have already pulled it out in the last tournament. Well, again, you can only miss this hitting it too thick, just like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only way you can miss that is hitting it too thick. He just did the same thing Larry did.
Well, bump onto the side rail, kick the 5 out.
I mean, you've got to be aware of that when you're looking at the shot. That the
going the
only
other way.
way I can miss this is hit it too thick. So it's like I'd err on the thin side, even to the point of missing the whole ball.
See, here's a shot Larry's not even looking at. That I automatically see this. The 2 and 1 off the 1, right? Round the corner, onto the 5, miss the 5, you maybe hit the 3, depending on what side of the 5 you go. And
yeah, that's kind of a tough angle for that shot, though.
Yeah, I'd be playing it. Well, he's got it that way.
Good ball.
I would always bail out in the 2 and 1 shot. But that's why I'm sitting in the bleachers and not in the tournament.
Now, this is a tough situation here. This is not an easy shot here. Let's see what Larry's going to do. He's going with the left English shot.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that was a tough situation there. There was no easy carom.
I think if he'd actually missed that corner of the pocket, he still would have come out between the 1 and 5. The line that was hit.
Why aren't you going? Oh, now he's on 90.
Now he's in 90.
Well, I'd say from here it's hard to say. I'm going to call this pretty even. Larry's got a 5-point lead, but Krazykow seems to be a lot better at caroms. I mean, my gut feeling is Krazykow is going to win from here.
Yeah, well, look where the 1 ball is. If he can get, all he needs is one good shot here to get this 5 ball and 3 ball into play. The 1 ball's dead into the side pocket for a scratch.
No, the 1 ball's not going to stay there. There's too many points to go.
No.
I don't think it's going to stay there. If it did, it'd be wonderful.
Let's have a look. Well, he could send the 3 down towards the 5 or thereabouts and spin into the 1, and still
shot.
Keep it near the side pocket. That's still good.
Yeah, that's still good.
Now he's going to have to hit this with a bit of pace if he wants to bring the 5 ball around.
I don't like this shot.
Yeah, it's a risky shot, but you've got to go for it. You've got to try and bring things together. You might bump the 1 into play though. Look at this. Oh dear. Yeah, that'll work. He's home and dry here. This is hasta la vista time. Now it's a wee bit tricky. Now, does he go 5 to 3 because there's a big gap, or does he do the little chip down off the 1 to the 5?
I do the chip off the 1 myself.
Doesn't want to go in the gap.
Yeah,
and he's got the 1 over to the 3, but
he's funny. He's going to have to do something off the 5 ball.
Now, this 5 ball could end up bumping balls out of the way here.
Yeah, this is a little tricky.
No, he's okay.
He's got it.
Takes him to 97.
Yeah. Well, this is the strength of his game. He seems to be able to put together big carom runs.
Yeah, I mean, and he's been consistent in the last match that he played. He's had the run of 10 tonight. Yeah, you just don't want to let him get there first. You've got, and not only have you got to get to 90 first, you've got to get into the caroms to really apply the pressure, and he's missed it.
And he's missed a pretty easy carom. Well, Larry got there first, and then Krazykow made a huge run and dumped all his points. Larry got more chances, and Larry still hasn't been able to win. I mean, Larry's got to do this right now, because if he lets Krazykow to the table again, there's a good chance he's not going to get to shoot. He's got to get at least to 100 here.
Let's have a look at this. Well, this is again got to be the 2-3 railer into the back of the 1. It's a great angle for it.
Yeah, that's a simple 3 railer.
And if you miss the 1, you might hit the 5 if you hit it with enough pace.
You got to be a touch thin on this 3 ball. See, he's going 2. I don't like this. See, I would have played for 3.
He's going to get the 2 and 1 shot though. The 5 ball was in line.
Yeah, see, I would have played that 1 ball 3 rails, and the reason why is because then you can hit a little thick and get the 2 railer.
Now, let's have a look and see what springs to mind here. Well, if he could get the 5 ball out of the way, he could probably go left side of the 5 around the corner and come over to the 3. That's one way. He could go left English, right side, and boom it round the corner for the 1.
He's
like
going on
that.
the 2 railer for the 1, and
That's
that was
a
a
shot.
good shot.
That's a shot.
That was the right shot.
And he's got the 3 to 1.
Yep.
And
he may have finally woken up and what's he doing here? Why is he going down low on the cue ball?
Why is he not playing 3 to 1? I mean, I think he's just
he's just going low on the cue ball where you don't need to. You know, because then you're hitting the 3 really thin, and now he stuck the 3 over in front of the pocket, which I guess it could be a good thing because looks like he's gonna get to. I know he'd like to bump this towards the pocket, but I would just accept the fact that I'm going to come off the end rail here to the 1.
Yeah.
Because that's the more guaranteed shot.
I mean, he's not overcutting the 5 to.
Yeah,
That's kicked to 5. That's kicked to 1 away.
He tried to go straight to the 1 instead of off the end rail. Unless he hit it unbelievably bad.
Well, we've got a tight finish here, and this table is not great. And he's trying to go force follow off the long rail into the back of the 3 here.
Yeah, this is a tricky shot.
He's looking at it, and now he's looking at the 1 to the 5.
Yeah.
Or he's going to. Is he trying to bump the 1 and skim down this side? This is asking for a scratch.
No, he better not be going 1 to 3. 1 to 5 is okay. I actually like 1 to 5. It's just fighting the grain a little when the English is fighting the grain. Getting to the long rail's going to be a little tougher.
Yeah, that'll work.
Now he jacked up.
Where's the cue ball? Oh, where's the 1 ball going?
It's almost going in the hole is where it's going.
Well, he's got to be out here. This will take him to 99. He's going to keep the 5 in play.
He's going to go to the side rail. Nope, he's going straight into it. And
well, he knows he can get the carom. The problem is he's got to bump the 1 around the corner here and hope it stays in play. And that 3 ball's causing him problems.
He's got to be careful he doesn't hook himself again.
Now what do you do? Because he cannot hit the 3.
Well, the pocket's smaller than it looks too, because the cue ball is going to curve off that 1.
Yeah, he's not risking it.
I think that's a smart play. That's a lot bigger pocket. I think this is the right play. It's not guaranteed, but I think it's the right play.
Well, the problem is Larry's 99. He's going to set the 1 near the 3. Well, I think he was scared of that there. I think that's what he's worried about. If he was playing it thin enough to get to that side pocket scratch, he would have been bumping the 1 right near the 3.
The problem here is he just guaranteed Larry to get onto 100, and he's probably going to come up with a shot here that's easy.
Larry's got to he's got to hit it inside though. He can't hit this 1 ball to the short rail. He's got to hit it inside.
As long as he hits it easy, going to the short rail is okay.
Oh, disaster.
See, if he would have hit that to the short rail easy, then it just sits there and you got to easy out. This isn't bad. I mean,
this is home and dry. He's out here.
This isn't bad.
He's never missing these usually. I'll put the commentator's curse on him, but he gets these 9 times out of 10.
I probably would have got another pocket, but
well, that's the 1 time it didn't. And look at what Larry's left with.
Well, Larry's got to do it here.
Well,
he can't plan on getting another shot unless he's going to play some kind of safety thing with a 1.
He's got to bank the 3 half ball, I think, and get the spin into it to get to that 5. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of spin to get to that 5 here. This is not a hard carom.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. See, well,
it's all over.
but he put a bunch of spin on it. You didn't need that much spin there. He overcooked it because he put too much spin on it.
It's all over, folks. And Monster survives. He's never missing this.
No, not in a bajillion years he's going to miss this.
And a huge sigh of relief. It could have went either way at the end, but Monster goes through.
You know, Larry's had a lot of tough losses in these world championships.
Yeah, there's another one. That's another one. Let's have a look at the stats for that match. No, that's the wrong thing. Hang on a minute.
One thing about Larry, he's always a gentleman. He said, "Game, good luck." You know.
Now, where is he?
Larry is always a good loser.
Well, he's getting plenty of practice at it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it's there was a lot of mistakes that match. I mean, it could have gone either way.
Why can't I find Krazykow? That's him.
It's right there.
Right. Karen points 137 for VP Monster.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about Krazykow is his percentages on the makes is high. Like if you look at the common stats, his percentage is always high.
Yeah.
But the reason why he struggles to win is because he misses a lot of direct pots.
Yeah, that's exactly a story.
He's real good on the caroms, and so it's deceiving. You look at his shot percentage and think, wow, you know, he should be winning easily, and he doesn't because he's missing so many of the direct pots.
When he played, was it Albinario he played? He had the better stats than Albinario. I'm sure it was. It was Albinario that sent him to the one loss side, was it not? And that was the one thing that caught my eye.
He played a match where he had a higher percentage, but he just
Yeah, Albinario won it 3-0, but when you look at the stats for the match, VP Monster was best in the two most important stats in Cowboy. You know, the carom points and everything, he was better. But you know, you've got to get the ball in the hole off the one ball at the end to win the racks, and that's what he didn't get to. So that was the winner to play. No, that was Tommy who won tonight against Evie. He plays Jose. And further down, we have Krazykow now playing Tam. And Krazykow will still be favourite in that. But again, Tam's still capable. It's the same thing. Tam's got to get to the caroms before Krazykow, or it's going to be a tough ask. But meanwhile, back to the the schedule. We have two matches that have been arranged in the last day. I don't know whether they're LS3 matches, but Fantastic Mr. Fox plays Cobra Friday night at 6:30. I'll be there for that, no problem. That's half an hour before Friday night 9-ball. And then the last match on the list is LS3 and Mark Sharp, and that will be Saturday at 7:30. The World Cup finals on Sunday night, I think. I'm pretty certain it will be. So 7:30 for the LS3 Mark Sharp. That's the one loss side match. The Fantastic Mr. Fox Cobra match, of course, is the winner match. Now back to the bracket to have another quick look. The winner is going to play One Pocket Slim in round 4. So the matches just get tougher and tougher. So that is it, folks. Unless Steve's got anything else to say, I'm going for a coffee.
I don't, but thanks everybody for watching the stream. Thank you, Hugh.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Back on, in fact, I haven't had any problems at all tonight with XSplit since that update, so fingers crossed it keeps working. So till we meet again, I will bid you good night, and we'll see you again soon. Take care, folks.
All right, good night.
Good night.
No bar, no pinball machines, no bowling alleys, just pool. Nothing else.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.